Mayor Craig Thurmond, thank you for stopping by the studio. How are you, sir?
I'm great. How are you doing, Clay?
Well, I'm always excited to hear updates about what great things are going on in the city of Broken Arrow where I live. Tell us some good reports. What are some good updates? What kind of things are you doing right here in Broken Arrow today? Give us a positive praise report about some positive wins in Broken Arrow.
Well, we had a new fire truck in Station 5 today. We're going to do a topping out of our new station number 3 next Monday. So we've got public safety is going strong, and that's really good. We're really doing a lot. I mean, there's so many things. I had spent most of Saturday at a event at the Broken Arrow Police Department where they had a training event that showed us what they're going to do with the new body cams they're getting, and what we're going to see on those body cams, and what the police really deal with on a daily basis.
What is the reason for wearing body cams? I personally believe that that's actually a good thing for transparency.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever there's a dispute about law enforcement's interaction with citizens, we know that the majority of police officers are great people. I mean, the vast majority, the overwhelming majority of police officers are great people. But at the same time, if somebody ever felt like a police officer went outside of their boundaries of what's acceptable behavior, how can the body cameras help?
Well, I think the body camera shows you exactly what happens. The challenge with the body cameras is that they take a moment out of context. So you don't see what happened before how this event got to this situation where someone called the police, but they are really good because they do show exactly, and they're really good evidentiary when they go to court and they say, we want to see some video of what happened, and they show them the video and they go, oh, okay, it's kind of obvious. This person, you had a good reason to lock this person up.
And so on today's show, we decided to bring in one of your friends here, a woman who believes that you are the right candidate to be reelected as mayor of Broken Arrow. And so Tia Samuel, welcome on to the Thrivetime Show. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm excited to have you here. For people out there that don't know you or your background, how did you first come in contact with Mayor Craig Thurmond?
I currently work with his wife at Grisham Services.
What is Grisham Services?
Oh, we buy and sell and export parts for oil and gas all over the world.
So how long have you known Mayor Craig?
A little over 2 years.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, how would you describe, because a lot of people don't get a chance to meet their mayor and spend time with them, how would you describe Mayor Craig Thurmond and his wife, the Thurmond family? How would you describe these guys?
I love them. I love that Mayor Thurmond is always at events. He tries to get involved. He shows up. I see him random places all over, and his wife is just the sweetest.
In your mind, when you're looking for a mayor, I'd be curious about what you would be looking for. I know that a lot of people tell me in other cities that they expected a certain thing out of their mayor, and then when they met the mayor face to face, they come back and they're very disappointed. They thought the mayor was somebody they weren't, or they thought the mayor was somebody who the media portrayed them to be a certain way, but when they got up close, they were kind of disappointed. You're actually up close and personal with the Thurmonds all the time. I'd like to ask you two questions. One, what are you looking for out of a mayor? And then two, what is the Thurmond family like up close and personal?
When you look for a mayor, you want someone who isn't pushed around, who stands behind their word, who gets things done. And then around the family, we go to the same church, so we're able to talk about church all the time. They're just real people, like not like high and mighty. They're down to earth. They're normal like me and you.
What church do you guys go to?
Life Church.
Life Church, okay.
Yes.
And Broken Arrow or?
I attend the Broken Arrow campus, yes, sir.
Okay. And does that matter to you that the mayor of our city is a spirit-filled believer of Christ? Does that factor into who you would vote for?
Yes and no. I mean, it's a huge factor that we have the same beliefs, so that'll help with when I look, what he wants to do in his decision making.
Mayor Craig, what role does your faith play in your role as mayor?
I think it plays a big role because you have to rely on God to make your decisions, and so I think it's very important that and faith does play a big role. It's very important that because I believe in God and I have biblical principles, that's how I make all my decisions based on what would Christ do, or what does the Bible tell me to do, and that's very important. and to treat everyone equally. I think it's very important.
I feel like some people don't take the time needed to consider these things. But, if you think about the mayors all across the country, like the mayor of Chicago, Mayor Lightfoot.
Yes, I've met Lori.
You have?
Yes. Yeah, at the Conference of Mayors. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And Mayor, let's go. And you just, de Blasio, the mayor of New York.
Yeah.
Just two examples.
I've met him also.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Hopefully you washed your hands. But when you meet certain mayors, and you realize that the power they have in a crisis situation to lock a city down, shut a city down, fine people for not wearing masks, really create a almost a dictatorship there.
Right.
Then we sit back and realize, wow, I'm glad I have a conservative mayor in my town. I just want to get your take on this, Mayor Craig. What are the principles that you believe in? Because clearly, these mayors, specifically the mayor of Chicago, Mayor Lightfoot, and the mayor of New York, de Blasio, their principles are very socialistic, almost communistic, probably communistic. What are your principles, your guiding principles that you use to govern and to lead the city of Broken Arrow?
Well, I'm a conservative, so the Constitution drives us. If it's not in the Constitution, then we really can't do it. So a lot of the lockdowns and certain things that are being done, particularly the mask mandate, the Constitution doesn't say anywhere in the Constitution that we can mandate someone to wear a mask. Now, to go into a business, they can mandate you, or any kind of service that you're getting provided. They have the right before you get that service to mandate that you wear a mask. But as a city, I don't feel that we have that right. So, but I do think that it's our job to have that servant's heart and to serve our community. And the taxpayer dollars, we have to look at taxpayer dollars as our money and try to be very prudent in how we spend that. And that's really important that we're very transparent, open, and we're the only city in the state of Oklahoma that has all of our finances on OpenGov. And so you can see how we spend every dollar, because it's not our money, it's the taxpayers' money. So I think that's real important. But also the very, very important thing is that we have to provide services. Number one charge of government, I think, at a federal, state, or local level is to keep their citizens safe. So public safety is very important to us. But we do have to provide good streets, have water, have sewer, have quality of life, have good parks, those kind of things for our citizens. And their money needs to be well spent. They need to be able to make sure their money is well spent.
I'm not sure if you saw this yet, but the CDC came out with some data that would support not only your constitutional basis for not wanting your citizens to have to wear a mask, but it just brought out the practicality of not wearing a mask. The CDC reported today that 70% of the new COVID-19 cases, 70% of the new COVID-19 cases were from people that claim they always wear a mask. And just 3.9% of the new cases were for people that never wore a mask. This is very interesting. Also, the World Health Organization came out today officially condemning the practice of ongoing lockdowns. And think about how many businesses suffered as a result of that poor, that error in judgment. So I think you're being proven right more and more as the data comes out. But as you're going through the crucible of it and you're dealing with people that think maybe some people should wear a mask and some people shouldn't, and they're kind of going back and forth, that's when your principles are tested.
Right.
I'm sure you've taken hell from certain mayors or certain municipalities. Does it feel kind of good now that the data shows that you were in fact right? Or how do you process this as the data's coming out that shows that the World Health Organization admits that the lockdowns probably weren't a good idea and that 70% of the new coronavirus cases came from people who always wear a mask?
Well, I think that, when I go into business or a place and they want me to wear a mask, I wear a mask out of respect. I do that. But we met with Dr. Bartlett. And one thing Dr. Bartlett said that was very, brought this home to me was that if you happen to have a virus, even if you're asymptomatic, you put out 1,000 virus particles per minute. So if you wear a mask for 30 minutes and then you breathe in through that mask, you're breathing through 30,000 virus particles. So so if you happen to have COVID, I can see how people can get it wearing a mask. But the lockdown, we were locked down for almost a month. It was really hard for businesses because we had a state mandate that said we had to be locked down. The governor said we had to lock down.
You had to do it.
Right.
And you, and I mean this in respectful, I don't know how to say this respectfully, you were able to pull our communities, our heads out of our collective rear ends because we were forced into our rear ends by a shutdown statewide.
Right.
I mean, statewide, we were forced into a shutdown, and people are almost like hunkered down, almost thinking like, we got to stay locked down forever. You know, people were like, everybody collectively was sort of their heads were in their rear ends, and you helped kind of pull their heads out and expose the truth. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff you did there. Man, I'm so glad. I mean, Broken Arrow's got to be having some growth right now. I mean, I'm seeing more and more people just traveling to Broken Arrow just to do basic shopping because they like being open.
We did open up April 24th, and we were the largest city in the state of Oklahoma to open on that day. It was very important that we did that, and we had a lot of people follow us, which was really, really good. But, yes, our economy is really well. I know there was I understand a Tulsa World article that came out, I believe last Friday, that when we just got our new check that said when you look at our tax that we get from internet, along with the tax that we get, our sales tax, since we're the last state in the United States that cities run on sales tax, we were up almost 20% last month.
That's a lot.
So we're really doing well as far as financially. Of course, that's really not, finances really have nothing to do with why we made our decisions, other than the finance of businesses and people being able to. It's all about the people and being able to have that service and being able to come to our community and have services that are available to them.
Now, Tia, I'm going to give you the microphone to say the final word. People out there are on the fence trying to decide, should we vote for Mayor Craig Thurmond? I mean, he's helped to develop the Rose District. He's helped to keep our city safe. He's helped to grow the community. There's so many wins we could point to. But why are you going to be voting for Mayor Craig Thurmond here for re-election as Broken Arrow mayor?
So I grew up in Broken Arrow and out east, and I watched Lifelight my entire life until I was probably about a teenager. And so in the last few years, we've submitted paperwork and petition, and we actually got a light out there. So now you have to stop at the four-way traffic, and there hasn't been but maybe one or two accidents since then, and I haven't seen Lifelight. So I just like that he's...
Lifelight?
Mm-hmm.
Lifelight. Lifelight is a helicopter service.
Okay,
Yeah,
just
right.
make sure I get that. Okay, yeah.
Right.
So
Continue.
the horrible accidents.
Yeah.
So I just love that he is a man of God, that he sticks to his word. He's not pushed around. He
Amen.
does what he says he's going to do.
Yeah.
He's just a great guy.
Well, I appreciate you so much for being on the show here and letting us harass you here today. And Mayor Craig, I appreciate you. And if people want to vote for you, and I know they do, when can they vote for you, and where can they learn more about you?
Well, April 6th, 2021 is the next election.
April 6th, 2021.
is
Okay.
our next city council election, so hopefully everyone will come out and vote.
Yeah.
And then you can go to www.mayorcraigthurmond.com.
MayorCraigThurmond.com. Again, it's MayorCraigThurmond.com, and on that website they can learn more about
Yes.
you. They can, and if people want to reach out to you, maybe schedule a meeting, maybe they want to have you speak at a group, or maybe ask some questions, or have you come address their business group or their community group, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, the best way is send me an email
Okay.
through Facebook. You can reach out to me through Facebook.
Got it.
Or through the website, or they can actually call my work office, which is 918-294-0835.
What's that phone number one more time?
918-294-0835.
And if somebody out there wants to look into how much you're making per year, because some people are saying he's doing this for the money. I mean, that's why he's the mayor of Broken Arrow. So just to make it clear, I mean, because you're making a killing as the mayor of Broken Arrow. How much money do you make per year as the mayor of Broken Arrow?
I make zero. The city council is not paid, so we don't make any money.
Did you say zero?
Zero. It's a volunteer position.
Andrew, that sounds like a lower number. Zero. Are you familiar with the number zero?
Zero. It sounds like not a lot.
Have I ever paid you zero per week?
No, I don't think so.
Would you work for zero per week? Because this might be the new trend.
Maybe it's it.
Maybe the company could be so much more profitable if you would work
Profit
for zero.
margins would be huge.
What do you think? What do you think about a mayor that decides to serve his city for $0 per year?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's honorable. They're not in it for any other reason than to serve. So I love it.
I love it. It blows my mind. It's inspiring. Well done. And now, Thrive Nation, without any further ado, we're going to end this show with a boom, because that's what we do around here. And I'll tell you what, this guy's brought a boom to Broken Arrow. Mayor Craig Thurmond's brought that big, overwhelming, optimistic momentum. He's really changed the landscape for Broken Arrow in a positive way. Mayor Craig, I cannot thank you enough for all you do, my friend. And we're going to end this show with a boom. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom.